Watch this. This is how real SaaS subscriptions work. I'm using the app normally, then I hit the free limit. I click upgrade. I choose monthly or yearly. Stripe checkout opens. I subscribe, and the moment I come back, my account becomes pro, and the features unlock automatically. In this video, I'll show you how to add Stripe subscriptions to any web app you built with Google AI Studio. This works for any type of project, an AI tool, a dashboard, a SaaS app, anything. We'll set up monthly and yearly subscriptions with automatic renewals, and users can cancel anytime. This is the same model used by the biggest SaaS tools. When it comes to subscriptions in real SaaS apps, there's a reason most teams rely on Stripe. It's a payments and billing platform that lets you add payments to your project in a professional and secure way. It supports subscriptions, monthly or yearly, and handles the complex parts behind the scenes, like payment processing, security, and working with banks, so you can focus on building your app instead of dealing with payment complexity. Here's the roadmap for today. 5 clear steps. Step 1. We set up the subscription plans, monthly and yearly. Step 2. We connect Stripe to your app so payments actually work. Step 3. We handle what happens after payment, success or cancellation. Step 4. We make the upgrade button open Stripe checkout. Step 5. We turn it into a real SaaS with free versus pro limits. Don't worry about the details yet. We'll go step by step. Before we begin, one quick note. This Stripe part assumes your app foundation is already in place. You should already have enabled Firebase authentication, created a Firestore database, connected your app to Firebase, and deployed your website online. I've already covered all of this in just 2 short videos. The first video covers deployment, how to publish your app online. The second video walks you through the full Firebase setup, authentication, Firestore, and connecting your app. I left both links in the description, in the correct order. If you haven't watched them yet, go through those 2 videos first, then come back to this one. One more thing to make this easier. This video has multiple steps, so I recommend watching it once from start to finish. Then, open the guide page for this video. You'll find the same steps in order, ready to copy prompts, and a simple checklist to track your progress. The guide is completely free. Okay, step 1. We're going to create our subscription plans. Let's start by opening Stripe. I'll go ahead and click Dashboard here, and this is where we're going to set up the subscription plans for our web app. Before we create anything, we need to switch to test mode. So from the left menu, I'll click Switch to Sandbox, and then choose Test Mode. Why Test Mode? Because we want to test everything safely. No real payments, no real subscriptions, no risks. And the best part is, Test Mode and Live Mode look exactly the same. So whatever we set up here, we'll repeat the exact same steps later when we go live. Cool. Now, from the sidebar, I'll open Product Catalog. This is where we're going to create both our monthly and yearly subscription plans. I'll click Create Product, and let's start with the monthly plan. For the product name, I'll call it Vloma Pro Plan. This is the name your users will see during checkout. For the description, this is where you tell the user what they're getting. I'll write something simple like full access to all pro features, higher limits, and enhanced security. Just keep it clear and straightforward. For the image, I'm not adding anything right now. It's optional, especially during setup. You can always come back later and upload a logo if you want. Let's scroll down to the pricing section. You'll see 2 options, recurring and one-off. Recurring is for subscriptions, monthly, yearly, anything that renews automatically. One-off is for a single payment. Since we're building a SaaS app with subscriptions, I'm choosing recurring. We'll cover one-off payments in a separate video. Here, I'll enter the price. I'll set it to $10. And for the billing period, I'll choose monthly. That's it for the monthly plan. Now I'll click Add Product. Now I'll repeat the exact same steps, but this time for the yearly plan. Same name, same description, but the price is $99 for the entire year. And for the billing period, I'll select yearly. Then I'll click Add Product again. And now you can see both plans here, the monthly plan and the yearly plan. Next, I'll open the workbench from down here. And just make sure you're on the Overview tab. That's the one that shows the test keys. If you're on another tab, just switch back to Overview. Now I'll go ahead and copy the secret key. We'll need this later. I'll paste it inside the note I prepared earlier so everything stays organized. You can save yours anywhere you like. We'll use it in the next step. All right, now that we've created both plans, we just need to grab the price IDs for each one. First, I'll close the workbench down here, and that takes us back to our product catalog. I'll start with the monthly plan, so I'll open it, and inside the product page, I'll scroll to the pricing section. Here, you'll see the price card. I'll click into it, and on the top right, Stripe shows the price ID. That's the value we need. So I'll copy it and paste it into my notes under monthly price ID. We're going to use this later when we connect everything inside the web app. Now I'll go back to the product catalog and do the same thing for the yearly plan. I'll open the yearly product, click into its price, and again, the price ID is right here in the top right. I'll copy that one as well and paste it into the notes under yearly price ID. Perfect. Our plans are ready to go. So let's jump into step 2, connecting payments to the app. Stripe will handle all the billing and payment processing, and Firebase will store the subscription status, so your app always knows who is pro. I'll open the Firebase console, choose my project, and from the left menu, I'll head into Extensions. Inside the Extensions page, I'll click Explore Extensions and search for Run Payments with Stripe. You'll see 2 results with the same name, so make sure you choose the one that says Made by Invertase. This is the updated version, and it's the one we need. I'll click it and choose Install in Firebase console. Firebase asks where to install it, so I'll select my project. Now we're in the Install wizard. Billing and usage. That's just information about Cloud Functions costs, so I'll click Next. APIs and resources. This shows what the extension will create. We don't need to change anything here. Next. Access granted. These are the permissions the extension needs to work. Everything looks normal, so I'll click Next. Now we're at the configuration step, and this is where we choose how the extension will behave. For the Cloud Functions region, I'll keep the default. You can pick the closest region to your users, but the default works perfectly for testing. Next, we have the Firestore collections. Products will stay as products, customers will stay as customers, and the configuration collection stays as configuration. I'll keep all of them as they are. For syncing new users, I'll change this from Do Not Sync to Sync. This way, when someone signs up in the app, Firebase automatically creates a matching customer in Stripe, which keeps everything connected. And for deleting Stripe customer objects, I'll leave it on Do Not Delete. Now we have the Stripe API key field. This is the secret key we saved in step 1, so I'll open my notes, copy the secret key, paste it here, click Create Secret. Firebase will store it safely in Secret Manager. Below that, there's the webhook secret. We're not adding this one yet. We'll come back to it after we create the webhook inside Stripe. And that's everything we need for now. I'll scroll down, click Install Extension, and Firebase will start deploying the functions. Now that the extension has finished installing, I'm going back to Stripe. Here, I'll open the workbench and click on Webhooks. To make everything easier to see, I'll switch to full screen mode. Now, I'm going to add a new webhook, so I'll click Add Destination. I'll keep the first option selected, Your Account. And here, Stripe wants me to choose which events this webhook should listen to. I'll select only the important events that any subscription-based SaaS needs. Checkout completed, subscription created or updated, payments that succeed or fail, and things like refunds and disputes. I'll include the full list in the guide so you can copy them exactly if you want. Once I've selected all the events we need, I click Continue. Now Stripe asks where to send these events, and I'm choosing Webhook Endpoint. Then Continue. And here, Stripe asks for the endpoint URL. This is the link Stripe will use to send all subscription and payment updates. So now I'll switch back to Firebase to grab that endpoint. I go to Build, then Functions, and I look for the function with the request trigger. When I hover over the URL, the full link appears. So I select it and copy it. Next, I return to Stripe, paste that URL into the endpoint URL field, and click Create Destination. Once the destination is created, Stripe shows a new page. Here, I scroll down to Signing Secret, reveal the key, and click Copy to copy it. Now I go back to Firebase again. I open Extensions, choose the Stripe extension we installed, and click Manage. Then I select Reconfigure Extension. I scroll down until I reach Stripe Webhook Secret, and I paste the secret key I just copied from Stripe. After that, I click Create Secret. Finally, I scroll to the top, click Save, and wait a few seconds while Firebase updates the extension settings. And that completes step 2. Stripe is connected, the webhook is active, and everything behind the scenes is now communicating properly. If you're still with me up to this point, great job. This was the most technical part of the entire setup, and it's done. From here, the rest of the process becomes much simpler. So let's move into step 3. I'll open Google AI Studio and enter the project where I want to add the paid subscription system. The first thing I'm going to do here is add a small billing config file. This file will make the next steps much easier because it stores all the important values in one place: the deployed website URL, the monthly price ID, and the yearly price ID. So I'll open the prompt box and paste the first prompt. For the deployed URL, I'll type the domain where my app is already hosted. And for the monthly and yearly price IDs, I'll go back to the notes from step 1 and copy the exact IDs we saved earlier. Then I'll run the prompt, and Google AI Studio automatically creates the new billing config file with everything already filled in. And just a quick note here, everything you'll need for this step is already available in the guide for this video. All the values, IDs, and prompts are organized there for you, ready to copy and use. You'll find the link in the description. Now that the config is ready, I'll add the 2 redirect pages that Stripe needs. So I'll paste the second prompt, the one that creates the success page and the cancel page. I'll run the prompt, and Google AI Studio updates the project automatically. And that's it for the setup. We now have the billing config in place, and Stripe knows exactly where to send users after payment. So now let's move into step 4, where we build the actual upgrade flow inside the app. This is the part your users will interact with, showing the monthly or yearly choice, creating a checkout session, and redirecting them to Stripe. Let's set it up. In my project, the upgrade button already exists, but if your app doesn't have one yet, don't worry. Google AI Studio can create it for you instantly. Just give it one simple sentence like, "Add an upgrade button to my web app," and it will add it for you. Now let's make the upgrade button actually do something. I'll use this prompt, which adds a small, clean modal. When the user clicks upgrade, they'll see 2 choices: monthly, yearly, with a simple close button. No design changes, no layout editing, just a clear and easy choice that integrates naturally with the app. I'll run the prompt, and the modal appears exactly where it should. Next, we connect this choice to Stripe. I'll use this prompt, and this is the prompt that triggers the actual payment. Here's what happens when the user selects a plan. The app creates a checkout session in Firestore using the monthly or yearly price ID we stored earlier in the config file. Then it listens to that session document in real time. And as soon as Stripe writes a checkout URL, the user is automatically redirected to Stripe checkout. Everything works cleanly and securely, and nothing sensitive is exposed on the front end. Now that the prompts are added, let's test everything together. Just one quick reminder before we start. Stripe checkout won't work inside the Google AI Studio preview environment, so your web app needs to be deployed, basically published online, to test this step properly. Once it's deployed, you'll have a real live URL, and that's the link you must use when testing payments. My app is already deployed, so I'll open the live link now and test the flow. I'll click Upgrade, choose the monthly plan, and as you can see, it immediately redirects me to Stripe checkout. Since I'm in test mode, I can simply use a Stripe test card. Stripe accepts these for testing without needing a real card. I'll enter a test card number, click Pay, and complete the checkout. Now, Stripe processes the payment and sends me to the payment success page. And after a moment, it brings me right back to the dashboard. Everything works perfectly. The whole payment flow is now running end to end. But you'll notice something. Even after a successful payment, my account still shows free plan here at the top. That means we need to add one more prompt, and this prompt will make the app detect your subscription status from Firestore and automatically switch your account from free to pro the moment your subscription becomes active. I'll paste the prompt, run it, and now let's test it again. I'll refresh the page, and as you can see, the free plan instantly updates to Pro plan, exactly the behavior we want for real users. The Pro badge appears, and the upgrade button disappears. Now, there's one last important thing we need to add. Every real SaaS needs a way for users to manage their subscription. For example, if they ever want to cancel it. So we're also going to add a Manage Subscription option directly inside the web app. I'll paste another prompt to generate the Manage Subscription button and connect it to Stripe's billing portal. I'll run the prompt, and now let's test it. I'll refresh, scroll to the new Manage Subscription button, click it, and you'll see it opens the Stripe billing portal where users can handle their subscription safely and professionally.
And now that the full subscription flow is working, from the upgrade button to Stripe checkout to automatic pro status and even the manage subscription option, we can move to the final step.
Now we're in step 5, and this step is very simple. At this point, the subscription system works, the pro status updates correctly, and everything is connected. Now we just need to add 2 small things to make the app feel like a real SaaS: free versus pro limits, and basic Firestore plus storage protection rules. I'll start by adding one prompt that sets the free and pro limits. This prompt adds simple checks before creating files or folders. So free users stop at the free limit, and pro users get higher limits. That's it. Now, you might be asking, how do I make these limits or rules match my own web app structure? It's very simple. Just take any prompt or rule I'm using here, give it to ChatGPT or Gemini, explain what your web app does, and tell it, adapt this prompt or these rules to match my app, and it will adjust everything automatically. Now I'll add the Firestore and storage rules. These rules make sure every user can only access their own data and their own files. Once I paste them and publish, the protection is ready. And that's it. Step 5 is complete. Of course, my web app still needs a few quick final touches, nothing big. For example, the price shown in the upgrade modal might be different from the one in Stripe, and that's easy to fix. I just ask Google AI Studio to update the price text, and it changes it instantly. The same goes for any design detail you want to improve. You can simply describe the change, and Google AI will adjust it for you. And with that, our subscription system is fully set up. Of course, once you test everything in test mode and confirm it works, you can switch your Stripe account to live mode and repeat the same setup there. And that's everything for today's tutorial. If you want all the prompts, the rules, and every step we used in this video, you'll find the complete guide for this tutorial in the description. And of course, the videos you need for the backend setup, Firebase, and deploying your web app are also linked below, so you can follow them easily and get your app online. See you in the next tutorial.